Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Freedom Homestead. As you saw this morning before my work day began, I came out and tried to get some things taken care of in the garden. I've got the tomatoes tied up. I had to do a little bit of pruning, pulling the suckers off, and yeah, just trying to get some of the weeds out. Like where we have spaces between the green beans and things that haven't fully developed yet, we're getting a lot of weeds and a lot of thorny weeds, which is like a first for us in this garden. So that's not been fun. Thinking, oh, I'm just gonna pull this weed out right now, and then you end up with bloody fingers, and that's that's not fun at all. You just about ruin your witness when you grab a thorn. But anyway, so yeah, so we got some of that taken care of, and I'm fixing to bring you guys over here to the tire. Ruger, don't you break any of my corn plants, girlfriend. She's just happy to be outside. Anyway, I'm gonna bring you over to the tire where we've got garlic planted. This garlic is almost ready to harvest, but we do have some garlic scapes to harvest. And I have never made garlic scape pesto before, but I have the stuff to make it. It sounds delicious, and maybe we'll do, like, I don't know, some kind of pasta or something today. Anyway, so I'm gonna bring you over here and I'm gonna show you how you know that your garlic scapes are ready to harvest. So we are at the tire where we've got our garlic planted. This is a hardneck variety that our friend Mike over at Wilderness Survival Simplified gave us. And we are getting ready to harvest the garlic scape. So I'm gonna bring you down here. We're gonna talk about what a garlic scape is, how you know it's ready to harvest, and why you want to harvest them. So follow me down here. So this is the garlic scape, and this is something that you will get on just hardneck varieties. You will not get these with soft neck varieties. So as this grows, what happens is it robs energy from the developing bulb, and we don't want that because we want to get nice big bulbs. And so what we're gonna do is when your garlic scape starts to curl, that is when you want to harvest it. You want it to be young and green so it's still tender, and this has all the flavor of garlic. So we're just gonna clip it down here low, and there you go. This can be used in a variety of ways, such as pesto. You can saute these, you can roast them with potatoes. Anything that you want garlic flavor in, this will be perfect, and they are super delicious. Okay, so I'm going to harvest these, and this garlic will be ready to harvest probably in a week or two. So pretty excited about that. So that is our harvest for this year. It's not very big, but we got a late start. But we're gonna plant a whole lot more this fall. So hopefully that means lots more garlic scapes. So my plan with these is to make garlic pesto. We like pasta, we like pizza, and all of that would be good with garlic pesto. If you start seeing these coming out of your garlic, make sure you harvest them, use them. It's gonna be delicious. You're gonna love it. Garlic scapes.
Rock. Big rock.
So what are you doing?
Well, this is some extra dirt that was left over from when we leveled out our backyard. We just kind of pushed a bunch back here, and we've got a big hole in the corner of our garden. I can't remember what that hole is from. I think it's from previous gardens where we pulled stuff up, and it just created a a depression. So I'm just gonna fill up the wheelbarrow and just fill in that hole, so when we're walking around the garden, we don't step in it and twist an ankle or fall in it.
Yeah.
So just trying to make it safe around the garden for us.
So while you were talking, a couple of things I noticed. Leave down in the comments section if you know what this is, and if you think it is poison ivy, you would be wrong. Another thing I noticed over here, a weed you don't want because they spread like crazy.
Oh crap, where'd that come from?
I don't know, but isn't this the official flower of Scotland?
Is it?
I believe it is.
Well, we don't want them in Kentucky.
No, we don't. They spread like crazy.
There we go.
But there's actually a really cool story, if I remember correctly. The reason why it is the official flower of Scotland is during a war, whoever they were fighting against, I want to say it was England, one of the bad guys stepped on one of those and let out a yell, and it alerted them that they were there. And so because of that, they were able to become victorious. But I might be wrong. I'll have to double check myself. But anyway, we also see a lot of poke, which is edible if you get them young. But I am not a fan of poke, so I don't harvest it. I would eat it if I was starving, but I'm not. So I don't plan on eating it. All right, guys, so we've got some rain on the way, so I'm super excited about that. So before it sets in, I'm gonna try to get some more stuff planted. I know I've got some bald spots in the garden that I'm gonna try to fill in. And also we put some compost in this little raised bed that Jackie built for me. So what I'm gonna do along the back here is I have some muncher cucumbers that we can eat fresh eating. That way I can use my national pickling cucumbers for just pickling. So on the back side, we're gonna do a couple of muncher cucumber vines. And then I think I'm gonna plant 1 or 2 pygmy sunflowers. And then I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do in the front here, something that's kind of low to the ground. I do have some Cherokee wax beans. I could do that. I haven't really decided. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the cucumbers going before the rain gets here. Yeah, I think I've decided I am gonna do the Cherokee wax beans. So I was watching Bushcraft family this morning, and he was doing his monthly market report, and one of the things that he reported is that there is going to be a green bean shortage. So we eat green beans at least once a week, so I am determined that we will have green beans. I'm telling you what, guys, anytime you hear something on the news that makes you feel uncertain, first, pray. Second, plant something. If you don't have a garden or you can't garden, or you don't want to garden, then just go buy a few extra things that you use on a regular basis, whether it's household items, food, whatever, and set it back. Set it back for when you can't get any more. So I bought these Cherokee wax bean seeds from Dollar Tree. They were 4 for $1, And I saw these the same day I watched Deep South Homestead's garden tour, and I was like, huh, I've never eaten those. They look really good. And so I saw them and I'm like, yeah, I think I will buy those and plant them. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so I've got muncher cucumbers on the back. I've got a couple of pygmy sunflowers in each corner. And then I'm filling in the rest of it with the Cherokee wax beans. I might have to go in and get another pack. All right, so I ran out of the Cherokee wax beans. So I'm gonna fill in the empty spaces with these Provider bush beans from Haas Tools. I planted some over in the big garden and they've already popped up. So really excited about trying these. Provider bush beans and the contender beans that were sent to us by one of you so far are the ones that are doing the best in the garden. Like, they look the best. Most of them have germinated. That looks really good. Next, I'm going to zip tie this trellis so it will be ready when the cucumbers are ready. All right, y'all, that took a lot longer than it should have. That's okay though. But I got this done before the rain set in. So I've got my trellis for the muncher cucumbers, got the cucumbers planted, as well as 2 types of green beans. We got Provider just here on the end. The rest of this is the Cherokee wax beans. And then I've got pygmy sunflowers planted here in the corners. So that'll look really cool when it's germinated. All right, guys, whew, I look like a hot mess. I need to go in and get some more work done. Hopefully, I hope it rains, but if it doesn't rain, I'll just come out here, get the strawberries, plant the corn, fill in those bald spots in the garden. So I'm gonna go in, fix a sandwich, and get back to the computer. Leave it to me to come out to the garden with my camera when it's almost dead. Okay, so we are about an hour away from some storms. Hopefully with that storm, it's gonna bring lots of good rain. Could be hail too, but hopefully that will not happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in some bald spots while I have the time. I've got some beets, some corn, beans, flowers, and okra that I'm going to work on planting before the rain comes. Okay, in case you're wondering, this is the spineless crimson okra that from seeds that we saved a couple of years ago. Crimson spineless okra, and that's our favorite. Okay, so this is our long row of tomatoes. I had planted a pygmy sunflower here, but it never came up, so I'm gonna plant it again. All right, so I've got that filled in. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna plant some beets. I'm the only one that likes beets. I love pickled beets, and it's like $6 a pint. So I have a little bit of room back here behind the collard greens. I think they should do okay there. I don't know 100%, but I'm gonna grow it behind and in between. So maybe I'll get some, we'll see. Okay, so I got my seating square and I centered it between these two. I'll also center it between these two, and then I will use the top 2 sections, or however many I can fit behind them, to go down till I get to those beans over there. Good morning. It is the next day. Sorry, it is the next day. It is Tuesday, and I was just editing the video and realized I didn't have an outro, and all the rain that we said we were coming, well, we got in abundance. In fact, places close to us got record amounts of rainfall. I have not looked at the garden. I'm a little nervous because the rain did come down quite heavily. In fact, we even lost power for about an hour or so. So I'm a little nervous to go out there and look. I'm hoping everything survived. So we'll go look together. All right, just a quick update. If you were watching our live last night, you heard Jack talk about how he's been sanding. So we're still, if you're new here, this is a whole ordeal. We're adding on this room. Contractors put on the stain. We realized too late that it was the wrong color because the store mixed it wrong. So anyway, so we are sanding it off because we love natural wood that much. It is worth it to us to do this pain in the butt job. So we're sanding it off, and yeah, and it's a mess. I mean, you blow your nose and there's dust in it. It's so much fun. All right, let's go see if there's any damage from last night. Well, my plants look happy. Oh, I'm so glad that those turned out good. I've got a video on this and that's gonna come out later this week. Okay, let's start over here. Just looking right now, everything looks good. Ah, mud. All right, everything here looks good and happy, like plants do when they've had a good drink. I never did get out here to pick the strawberries. We'll have to do that here a little bit. I tried to get some weeding done. You can see I've got some watermelons popping up, and I've got some sunflowers. See, I thought I got those with the hoe yesterday. Anyway, pepper plants, the ones that the birds haven't cut all the way down to the ground. Hopefully that will hang on and survive and grow. But yeah, that's just frustrating. Cabbages look good. We've got a volunteer. It's probably a pumpkin, I'm guessing. All right, so that's what we got planted yesterday. It hung on. There's the GreenStalk. It's looking good. We got onions up here. Okay. So far, so good. I need to get in here and weed. That's gonna be my next project when it dries up. But the cabbage looks good. So here's another volunteer pumpkin that we're letting do its thing, and it's looking very happy this morning. Okay, so yesterday you guys saw me planting okra, and that is because we have some bald spots. Either they didn't germinate, a bird got it, or I don't know what happened. So where you see space between plants, that's where I planted those okra seeds. So everything here looks good. Just looks like I need to maybe prop some of these back up. So I'll do that as we go here. But yeah, everything is looking so good. Very, very happy. Okay, and then when I planted beans yesterday, same thing. Just anywhere where there's a big bald spot, I'm just planting. These are the stinking thorny weeds I was telling y'all about. I mean, look at the barbs on that thing. Very painful. So you have to have really good gloves when you grab them. I planted some more beans right through here. I did the Provider bush beans there. This is the collard greens. I just have 3 that came up and I haven't planted any more. Hello, me again. Editing the video, and wanted to say this really quick. The reason why I decided not to plant more collard greens is because I still have time, and my goal is for the fall garden to be very greens heavy. So more cabbage, more collard greens, spinach, lettuce, all of the greens that we eat. We didn't, since we got a late start, I didn't get to have a spring garden. So the goal is to have a very big fall garden to make up for those cold crops. Also plan on doing some peas. I'll probably do the peas along the tomato trellis. So yeah, the greens, peas, brassicas. I have broccoli rabe that I was planning on planting that I didn't get to. So yeah, so just keep on hanging out with us. We're gonna grow until we can't grow no more. And then I planted beets behind here yesterday. These are, I think, more provider bush beans that I planted. So those are popping up and looking good. This is a Italian Roma. No, it's a Martino. This is a Martino that I had left over. It was still in a cup and I wasn't gonna let it go to waste. So I planted it. Okay. Yeah, there's another pumpkin. And again, we're just gonna let it go because we eat pumpkin. So I have a zinnia that I started from seed right there. All right, let's look at some of these pepperoncinis. Already have fruit on them. They're not ready to pick yet, but they look really good. Look at all the blossoms. Wow. Yes. Look at that. You see these peppers? That is awesome. I buy pepperoncinis. You guys know this. If you watch my grocery hauls, we love them. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome. There's another pumpkin that we're letting grow. Some of my garden stuff has blown across the yard. Thankfully, I tied these up. You guys saw that in the beginning of the video. So everything looks good. Nothing looks broken. So that is wonderful. This got a little tussled here. Yeah, these cucumbers really put on some growth. So I do have more planted. So I'm sure they will germinate now that they've had plenty of water. If the weeds don't choke them out first. But yeah, there's one. There's one. Yeah, so there'll be plenty. They're spaced out, but there'll be plenty. Here's a marigold I've got planted that I started from seed. I planted it when it was super small. Oh, that reminds me. I planted something right here, but I don't remember what. I think it's a pygmy sunflower. And here is a little, I think it's one of those piccolino basil plants. All right. So back here we have sunflowers that look really good. The pinto beans look good. All right, so we've got some squash and zucchini down here. That one's just barely hanging on. Got another sunflower coming up right there. And then the corn. I'm having a hard time with the weeds, but I'm gonna let them get a little bit bigger and then we're gonna come through here with some wood chips. And I'm also planning on planting some purple whole peas in with it. I just gotta stay on top of the weeds. We are going to grow, grow, grow and eat, eat, eat. And it looks like I got some banana peppers coming on. So good, good, good. And then the rest of these are California Wonder Bell peppers. And I don't see any blossoms on them yet, but those will take a little bit longer. So very happy with the pepperoncinis though. Those look like they're gonna be very fruitful, so that is great. Okay, you guys, so I hope you enjoyed hanging out with us on the homestead. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your gardens are flourishing and that you are feeling blessed, not stressed. And until next time, guys, remember to be vigilant, be prayerful, and be prepared. We'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
What makes your garden grow? Water and sunshine. What makes your spirit grow? Knowing that she'll be mine.